From LPM,
Louisville Public Media.
Support for this podcast comes from LG&E, reminding you not to get spooked this Halloween. If you smell rotten eggs, hear a hissing sound, or see dead plants outside near other healthy ones, it could be a gas leak. If you notice any of these signs, leave the area immediately. Then call 911 and LG&E at 502-589-1444. Find more gas safety tips at lge-ku.com/gas safety.
If you're looking for perfect weather and a serene escape away from crowds, it's time to visit Scottsdale, Arizona. Between the summer's happy chaos and the holiday hustle and bustle is an opulent autumn in Scottsdale, where you can find your balance and embrace new experiences. Enjoy outdoor activities like hiking, golf, and walkable Old Town districts with world-class shops and restaurants. With the most spas per capita, Scottsdale is the ultimate destination to unwind before you unwrap. Visit unwindinScottsdale.com today.
Welcome to On Track with LPM. I'm Michelle Tyrene Johnson. A Louisville group dedicated to encouraging outdoor events and camping in the Black community will have its second annual camping event this weekend. I talked with Brittiney Griffin, the founder of Black Azz Camping, about the event and her group's mission. You're here because you founded Black Azz Camping, which is spelled A-Z-Z. Right. Okay, so tell us about that.
So Black Azz Camping with two Z's is basically getting Black people out in nature and outdoor recreation and creating that safe space and that environment for us to not only feel safe, but feel heard and seen and not have to code switch. You know, we could just literally just be us. So I invite people to the space, whether it's camping, kayaking, canoeing, any outdoor ventures, and hiking. We get pedal to the metal, and then also it's nationwide. So people from all over the nation come to these events.
So I would imagine, I've only been camping once, and and by that I mean I slept in a tent on a hard ground, and that's about it. And I think I then went inside.
Was you able to get up?
Yes, exactly. But I would imagine that Black folks out camping, that's particularly a space where you have to be yourselves, where you have to lean into the authenticity and the trust of being around other Black folks, where no one's trying to, pretend to be something else.
Absolutely. One of the words that I like that you said, I love that you said, was lean in. We get a lot of first-time campers. A lot. Literally, our last camp out, not our last one, but our first annual camp out, right. It was 75% new campers, never camped before, and they do have to rely on community. So we're building community. We have our 3 C's, culture, connection, and community. And we literally kumbaya it up. I
love that as a verb.
We do. People, each one teaching one, how to put up a tent, how to start a fire, how to, the ultimate how-tos. So with them being a newcomer, is just like, this is your space too. Everybody's not perfect. We mess up all the time. But thank goodness, if you mess up, it's somebody right there that knows what they're doing to help you in any way possible.
So are you from Louisville or Kentucky?
I am born and raised in Louisville. Okay. I have not. The only other place that I've lived was in Covington, Kentucky. And then I went to college in Northern Kentucky.
So did you grow up? Did your family camp?
So within that, I was in Girl Scouts. My mom was a troop leader. And then we did like minor outdoor things. And then when I got older, I realized I could do what I want to do. I could do what I want to do, and I want to go camping. And then it was just like, I'm going camping. And then I had my daughter, and I'm really going camping now, or chasing waterfalls. And we would do the things. And then it's just like, let me bring my friends along. And they're like, no. They was like, no. And I'm like, huh? And they're like, yeah, we're not doing that. We're not the bugs. No, like, we're not staying outside. No. And I'm like, oh, heart sunk.
I mean, do you think that, I have my opinions on this as a Black person, but do you think that a lot of Black folks are resistant to camping, or is it just a lack of exposure, or do they go hand in hand?
Well, I'll tell you 3 main pillars. First pillar, Jim Crow. That era, I could predate it, back to slavery, but even post-slavery, farming and these things were our bread and butter, that's how we earned our money. But Jim Crow really kind of got over on us, because when you go out into the woods, what does that look like, you coming out and or not seeing your brother, sister, auntie, cousin hung from a tree, So you have trauma and generational trauma. And that's major in our community, because as to where we are natural people that be out in the environment and out in nature, it got taken from us, right? So we're very hesitant. So no, we're not going to get in the water. We're not going to go camping. We're not going to do these things. And a lot of it is a traumatic response. And then you have transportation, right? So when we once were in rural areas, now we're in the inner city.
Yeah.
What does green spaces truly look like? Like, we're in heat islands. And for those who don't know what a heat island is lack of green spaces. Like, you go out on your porch and the sun is beaming. There's no tree for coverage, but, when you go out into those rural spaces, there's trees for coverage, but on a day-to-day, basic needs not being met, right? So your basic needs aren't being met. You're living in a heat island. You have lack of green space. So that means I'm working hard, right? 9 to 5, got to come home, feed my kids, got to make sure I do all of this. I am not about to drive 45 to an hour away to go on a hike. I'm not, I'm tired, and on the weekend I'm still working, because oftentimes we forget that even though we have a 9 to 5, you got work to do at home, and that's work,
Right.
Cooking, cleaning, making sure the house is up to par, making sure your kids are together if you have kids, but you don't have that immediate access, so transportation become a barrier, and then you have the fear of unknown. Geography is just not there. I once had a woman ask, is there polar bears going to be out there? And I'm like, a polar bear? The closest thing that you're going to get is a deer or a raccoon, maybe, but just understanding where you are, but also plant life, right? When we went on our kayaking trip, we were, one of the things that we definitely do is we're in environmental justice spaces. We are in sustainability spaces. And then we also educate on our historical culture and present and future, right? So you do get educated. I can't bring all of these folk together and not say nothing about nothing. It just doesn't.
I love that.
It doesn't work like that. But we were going over the Meriwether House and out in Prospect, and we had parked our kayaks in what was poison ivy, unbeknownst, right? And then a man says, hey, just so that I'll let you guys know that there's a whole bush of poison ivy that you all are in. And immediately everybody is like trying to scramble, and it's just like, I said, I had a megaphone. Lord, don't give me a megaphone. And I'm like, wait. Before you guys flip out of y'all kayaks, just remember, boats cannot get poison ivy, and it was like, so
right.
The panic went away. But that's essential when it comes to knowing your environment and about your environment.
So talk to me about the upcoming event, because you're having your second annual camping trip this weekend, right?
Yes. So October 10th through 12th, I am super excited, and so is everybody else. We will have our second annual Black Azz Camping trip, and it will be on Black Roots Farm. And we have a lot of things going on. So Friday, we will have our BAC, which is short for Black Azz Camping, our BAC Cribs 10 edition. So people really take pride in their camping equipment. So it's just like, let's get a quick view. So I'll go in and see what kind of tent you have, what you got furniture-wise, all of that. And then we're having a game night. Black Roots Farm is going to host host a midnight laser tag. That's going to be
Ooh,
so much fun.
that sounds like fun.
And culture, you cannot have a game night without a spades.
I saw that.
Got to have the spades, okay?
If I did not know that it was a Black organization from the name or looking at the website, the spades would have been the tip off when I saw the list of events.
Yes, the spades is yes. And then because, also too, those who don't know how to play spades because, we be getting shaded when we can't play spades.
I resemble that remark.
But you know how to play Uno.
I sure do.
Draw two, script you. So we'll have the game night. And then Saturday we'll kick off with a hike. And then when we come back, we're having our Black Azz Music Festival. This is going to be freaking awesome. We have all type of local artists from Ohio and Lexington. And then, of course, we have people from Kentucky. They're going to be performing. And then we'll have our glow party. And we'll rock the night away and we have a speaker. So we have Tea for Talking Podcast is going to be there. And then we have Seth Speaks. He's going to be there and he's going to go over men's mental health. And that is crucial, not just for men, but for women too, to understand men's perspectives, I think that is going to be a delight. We have a comedian. We have a whole lineup. And then Sunday morning, we have Miss Yolanda. She is actually from our previous camp, our first camp out. She is going to be hosting yoga. So I love the full circle moment.
Nice.
Right? So we have some people that attended the first camp are actually going to be doing things during this camp. So dope.
So about how many people do you anticipate this year?
So this year, I'm anticipating about 50, and it's still growing. Like people are literally still buying tickets to this day.
Yeah.
So gonna be probably a little smaller, but more impactful.
Okay. Because there's a lot. I just see how you put a lot of care into making this a holistic event that is not just about camping, but it's about how camping can better benefit your life. What would you say is the biggest benefit of camping?
The biggest benefit of camping is being out in nature. Oftentimes, like I said, we are inner city and we don't even get to see the stars at night. We don't get to breathe fresh air. We are on a farm. That means that we're eating from the farm. Like you pick, you eat, you get a sense of self-awareness, of awareness in general, right? Because you're being taken out of your natural comfort zone and put into a different environment altogether. We have our holistic island, so we'll do a sound bath. People are able to attend that. I mean, it's just really for those who don't want to hear the music, they have their space, to just be able to chill, think about it. I often times wish that sometimes I could just sit and be, and they actually get to do just that,
Yeah, I was going to ask you, is there, so many things that are unfamiliar to you require baby steps. And so what would you consider a baby step for a Black person? I mean, this would obviously apply to other people, but we talking about Black Azz Camping. Mm-hmm. So what would be a baby step for a Black person who has no familiarity with hiking, the woods, going out in the rural area and living under the stars for a minute? What's a baby step you can do if you're in the city?
Buy a tent.
Buy a tent. Okay.
Buy a tent. That's your first step. But most importantly, come with an open mind. If you are unaware, you are being stripped of what you know, of your control, right? So now you have to ask the questions, But first things first, buy a tent. Hiking, buy good shoes, hiking shoes, Oftentimes we think that we could just hike in regular shoes and stuff, but you have to understand that when hiking, you have rocks and you have water and you have all of these things. You just got roots to trees, roots to trees, and just being aware of your surroundings. But I would say the biggest takeaway will be come with an open mind.
I love that. Come with an open mind. So what makes you the most excited about the future of your organization?
Ooh, the future. So let me tell y'all some of my goals. The goal is to have my own land. And when I say my, I mean Black Azz Camping, which means our own land. And that's why it's important for us to host the campouts on Black-owned land. It's very, very important. And we want to build our own camp, because one of the things that we do talk about is land sovereignty. And we talk about, Black land ownership, Black home ownership. And one of the things is we need to be that resemblance, right? So we have to lead from where we are. So if we're encouraging people to do these things and we are actively hosting on these things, then we need to be that status quo as well.
All right. Well, this has been just such a wonderful conversation. Like I said, your organization and your big camping event just seem like they are amazing.
Oh yeah, I am really excited. I'm super excited. I can't wait.
I bet. You said that you have kids?
I have a daughter.
Your daughter, is she excited? Well, the kids aren't coming. That's right.
No, the kids aren't coming. However, we do have junior Black campers.
I did know that. Mm-hmm. Yes. I would imagine that, because I was impressed by that too, is that it's an adults only, but it's very very laid out. So it's not like, oh, we just gonna have one big party. It is a very exacting list of what y'all are going to do. And it just sounds all very connected to what your mission is. Like you said, culture, connection, and community.
Yes, absolutely.
Great. Okay, well, thank you so much, Brittiney. I really appreciate it. This has been a great conversation.
Yes, I appreciate you.
On Track is produced by Louisville Public Media. Our production team includes Aisha Jaffer, Laura Ellis, and me, with assistance from Alex Biscardi. Our music is by Kojin Toshiro. Find more at LouisvilleOnTrack.org. Thanks for listening.
Support comes from Vision Zero. On foot or behind the wheel, safety is a shared responsibility. And Vision Zero Louisville believes 0 roadway fatalities is the only acceptable amount. Their mission is to create safe roads by design, engineering solutions, and education. More information at visionzerolouisville.org.
If you're looking for perfect weather and a serene escape away from crowds, it's time to visit Scottsdale, Arizona. Between the summer's happy chaos and the holiday hustle and bustle is an opulent autumn in Scottsdale, where you can find your balance and embrace new experiences. Enjoy outdoor activities like hiking, golf, and walkable Old Town districts with world-class shops and restaurants. With the most spas per capita, Scottsdale is the ultimate destination to unwind before you unwrap. Visit unwindinScottsdale.com today.